الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Inshallah, we're going to start our mahfil with the tilawat of the Holy Quran and then the naat of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. For the tilawat, I would like to call forward Bilal.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
For the tilawat again from the his class, Ali.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فتور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير. ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير. صدق الله العظيم.
حضور علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام نے فرمایا, it's a very famous hadith, that take benefit of 5 before 5. Take benefit of 5 before 5. The first one is your youth before your old age. Your youth before your old age. So you take benefit as much as you can until you are young. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give extra reward when you do any type of good deed in a young age. Like the Prophet ﷺ specially mentioned the 7 people in famous hadith again. The sab'atun yudhilluhumullahu ta'ala fi dhillihi yawma la dhilla illa dhilluh. 7 people will be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's arsh on that day when there will be no other shade except the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's arsh. And then the Prophet ﷺ mentioned about the young people, Shabun nasha'a fi ibadatillah. Young man who spent his young age worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. he will be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala arsh, when there will be no other shade. And you heard from the ulama that the situation on that day will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for everyone. People will be sweating, and they'll be with the sweat they'll be covered with according to their bad deeds. They will be covered all the way to the necks, and some will be fully covered. So for the Prophet ﷺ said, take benefit of 5 before 5. The first one is your youth before your old age. You are young, you can perform many good deeds. You can read many nafil as you want. But when you become old, then it will be difficult for you to perform any ibadah. Can someone remove this car, please? RF13EUP. There's a RF13EUP. Can you remove this car, please? It's parked not properly. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, your health before your sickness. If you are healthy, you can perform many good deeds, but when you become ill, then obviously you can't do anything. So take benefit. You don't know when you become unhealthy, when you will become ill. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, your wealth before your poverty. So take benefit of your wealth. Once you got money, you can spend the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once the money, you don't have money, when the money will be taken away from you, then you only can wish. Oh, if I got that much money, I would have spent this in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But now you got time. Those who got money, now you spend the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the money will be like, this is the investment for the hereafter. Like we do investment here in this world for our future. The spending money in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the investment for the hereafter. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, your free time before you become busy. So those, whenever we talk to anyone, they say, I'm very busy. Because the life in this country is very busy. Those are working, those children, and you don't have enough time to work anything, the voluntary work, and like we need so many people here voluntary, like those who can give us time, like those professional people. But everyone's busy. But if you got time, give this time the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now, before you become busy. And the last thing the Prophet ﷺ said, your life before your death. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, every soul must need to taste of death. We know for the fact that everyone must going to die one day. We don't know when. Every day we see people, young, old, children, they're dying. No one can give us a guarantee that I will worship Allah when I'll grow up, when I will be old, when I'll be in my 60s, 50s. Now I'm young, I need to do many other things. Who gave you the guarantee that you will be alive in that age? No one. So now, once you become a baligh, then your accountability will start. Either you do good deeds, you will get the sawab. If you do bad deeds, you will get sin. So this is the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the life, so take benefit of your life as much as you can and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the angel of death comes. And now inshallah for the Naat, I would like to call for my brother Akhi.
Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulallah wa sallam alayka ya Habiballah. Hamd Bari Ta'ala के साथ इंशाल्लाह इब्तिदा करता हूँ. मिलकर अल्लाह अज़्ज़ा व जल का जिक्र कीजिए. या अल्लाहु या अल्लाह अल्लाह اللہ یا اللہ تو ہی مالک بحر و بر ہے یا اللہ یا اللہ تو ہی خالق جن و بشر ہے یا اللہ یا اللہ اللہ یا اللہ یا اللہ تو ابدی ہے تو ازلی ہے تیرا نام علیم و علی ہے تو ابدی ہے تو ازلی ہے تیرا نام علیم و علی ہے ذات تیری سب سے برتر ہے یا اللہ یا اللہ اللہ یا اللہ یا اللہ دنیا جب پانی کو ترسے رم جھم برکھا برسے دنیا جب پانی کو ترسے رم جھم برکھا برسے ہر ایک پر رحمت کی نظر ہے یا اللہ یا اللہ اللہ یا اللہ یا اللہ اللہ یا اللہ یا اللہ جل جلالہ مرتبہ پھر درود پاک پر نذرانہ پیش کیجئے صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ وسلم علیہ یا حبیب اللہ چمک تجھ سے پاتے ہیں سب پانے والے میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے چمک تجھ سے پاتے ہیں سب پانے والے چمک تجھ سے پاتے ہیں سب پانے والے میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے برستا نہیں دیکھ کر ابر رحمت برستا نہیں دیکھ کر ابر رحمت بدوں پر بھی برسا دے برسانے والے بدوں پر بھی برسا دے برسانے والے میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے تو زندہ ہے واللہ تو زندہ ہے عالم سے چھپ جانے والے. نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری، علماء اہل سنت. میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے. رضا نفس دشمن ہے دم میں نانا، رضا نفس دشمن ہے دم میں نانا. کہاں تم نے دیکھے ہیں چندرانے والے، چمک تجھ سے پاتے ہیں سب پانے والے. میرا دل بھی چمکا دے چمکانے والے.
ماشاءاللہ ماشاءاللہ. ہمارے مہمان بھی تشریف لا چکے ہیں. پروگرام کچھ اس طرح ہوگا کہ انشاءاللہ ابھی امام صاحب کی تقریر ہوگی، اس کے بعد روزہ کھلنے تک ہم ادھر ہی بیٹھیں گے. روزہ اسی مسجد میں ہی کھولیں گے کھجور اور پانی کے ساتھ. نماز ہوگی، نماز کے بعد پھر انشاءاللہ نیچے ہال میں کھانے کے لیے ہم تشریف لے کے جائیں گے. ابھی میں اپنے محترم امام محمد عاصم صاحب سے گزارش کروں گا کہ اب وہ ہمیں اپنی جو قیمتی ان کے جو علم سے جو موتی چن کر جو لاتے ہیں ہم نوجوانوں کے لیے، یہ جو نوجوان بیٹھے ہیں ان کے لیے، وہ جو اپنے علمی نکات بیان کریں اور ہماری اصلاح کے لیے جو بھی کچھ ہو سکتا ہے وہ آپ فرمائیں.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. MashaAllah, it's a great pleasure to see a lot of brothers here. I don't know if they're here to listen to the speech or have the pizzas afterwards. So I hope it's a bit of both. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu bless everyone in this dunya and in the akhirah. May Allah accept our fasts in the month of Ramadan. May Allah Almighty honor us in this dunya and in the akhirah. Inshallah al-Aziz, I'm not going to speak for too long, as I'm conscious that we are all fasting and we will collectively open the fast as well. Allah Ta'ala give you all Jazai Khair fi Darain. I'm very grateful to Wadud Academy for inviting me to come and speak, and here in this beautiful masjid on Whitaker Street. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala bless each and every one of us. Allah give us all Jazai Khair fi Darain. May Allah give Wadud Academy more tawfiq to do good work, especially for the youth, in relation to educating them. Education is the key, it's the way forward, and it's something which a lot of the youth are missing out on. There are a lot of opportunities to study, but we're not taking the steps towards that. We're too busy with other aspects of life which have preoccupied our time. Allah Ta'ala bless all of us and give us tawfiq to study the deen. May Allah give me tawfiq to speak the truth. May Allah give us all tawfiq to act upon the truth. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ الْعَلِيِّ الْعَظِيمِ. الحمد لله رب العالمين. نصلي ونسلم على النبي الكريم وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا رحمة للعالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending salutations, peace and blessings upon the best of creation, the jewel and crown of creation, the beloved of Allah Almighty, the coolness to our eyes, the purpose of our lives, the reviver of our hearts, the inspirer to our minds, the most honored one, the most praised one, the most generous one, the most beautiful one, none other than Sayyidina Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa barak wa sallam. Ramadan has come so quickly, and it is about to leave us as quick as it came. One of the reasons is because time is void of blessings now. The Prophet ﷺ said, towards the end of time, years will go by like months, and months will go by like weeks, and weeks will go by like days. We are living in that time now, where years are flying by like months, months are going like weeks, and weeks are going like days. One Friday to another Friday, one Friday to another Friday, one Friday to another Friday, so quickly. This doesn't mean that there are less hours now than there were before. The same 24 hours there were before are the same 24 hours now as well. There's always been 24 hours in a day. The difference is this: a typical day from the past did not go as quickly as a typical day today. Now we have too much in our hands to pass our time. In the past, there weren't any mobile phones, there was no social media that we could pass our time. There was no Fortnite then. Fortnite's big now. A lot of young people are on this Fortnite craze. They're doing all this dance and all these moves, and they've got their headphones in, and they're talking to their friends, and Victory Royale, and you know, we only have a new Battle Royale, and that was from WWE or WWF back then. Now it's completely changed. The youth have been given Fortnite. I know so many young people, I know parents who put it on their snaps. my son can't stop playing Fortnite. I mean, how many fathers are sat here and their kids play Fortnite? How many young lads are sat here playing Fortnite? You know better than myself, FIFA doesn't have the same pull now as Fortnite does. Nor does Call of Duty. Most of you elders must be thinking, what is Imam Sahib on about? That's the whole point. What I'm on about, those young lads understand. They know exactly what I'm on about, they know exactly what I'm saying. Afterwards they'll go tell their fathers, Imam Sahib knows about Fortnite. I've never played it, I've only heard and read about it. But Fortnite, console computer games, laptops, mobile phones, our time is occupied so quickly in these things. Wake up in the morning, first thing check your phone. Last thing at night, check your phone. How often must we open our phone with this Touch ID in an hour, in 1 hour? Have we ever thought about this? Like, for example, I've locked the phone, I open it, it's open, I lock it. How often are we doing this? In 1 hour, never mind in a day. It tells you how much this phone has consumed our time. Me included. I am nowhere near exempt from what I'm saying here. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to yourselves. The good old Nokia 3210. We live in a smart era of the smartphones. It's made a lot of our young people lack intelligence because it does everything for us now. Whether travel, shopping, social media, news, videos, you name, every single thing can be obtained from the phone. I can sit here and order a taxi. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Doesn't mean mobile phones are bad. How you use the mobile phone determines whether it's good or bad. The very same mobile phone could save somebody's life. Somebody's dying, you quickly dial 999 and an ambulance arrives. Had I not had my mobile phone on me, I wouldn't have saved his life. So there's good inside this mobile phone. I can sit and read the Quran everywhere now because it's on my phone. I can do dhikr, there's counters on my phone. I can spread knowledge via social media or via text message or via WhatsApp groups. I can share talks of Ahlul Sunnah Imams and scholars. I can share articles. There's good inside the mobile phone. Equally, there is also bad. There's good and bad in everything. It is up to you how you use it. It all comes down to your own self-control and how you use this technology that Allah has created, or that man has created, but Allah ultimately has tested us with. It is up to us how we spend our time. Which leads me to the point, how did we spend Ramadan? What did we do in this blessed month? And how will life be after Ramadan? People expect to change overnight. This sort of change doesn't come overnight. There's effort and hard work that needs to be put in. When this effort and hard work is put in, then you will reap the rewards of this. You will see the reward. When you work hard, do you really think somebody who has spent the last 4 years, 5 years of his life, 4 or 5 years of his life, educating himself in university, he's become a scientist, a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, he's got a very good degree. He's had to work hard to get that degree. He had to attend the lectures, he had to revise, he had to put in the distinctions, he had to work hard, he had to do good research. His distinction had to be good. He's got to get a 1-1 or a 1-2. He's got to pass, he's got to get a distinction, or he's got to get to that level. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to work very hard. Likewise, in order for us to maintain these levels of worship, maintain this level of God consciousness, maintain this level of Islam and faith that we have got to ourselves, got to this stage in, we have to work very hard. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, Man jadda wajada. He who works hard, he will find. He will find. 3 words. Man jadda wajada. Man jadda wajada. Whoever, jadda, jaddu juhud, works hard, strives, struggles, wajada, he will find. Whoever struggles and strives, he will achieve. He will reach his goal and destination. Who? The one who works hard. That's the condition. You have to work hard. People want to be awliya overnight. People want to be righteous overnight. Not knowing that so many awliyaullah, so many ulama, they went through so much difficulty, so much trials and tests to get to the stage that they were at. People, we mention names like Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. We mention names like Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, Imam Tirmidhi. We mention names like Imam Suyuti and Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani and Imam al-Nawawi, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir al-Ghailani, Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali. Some of the most phenomenal scholars throughout the history of Islam. We mention their names so simply and easily, forgetting how much effort they put in to get to where they were, through the karam and fazl and rahmah of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. It is through the fazl and karam ultimately. If Allah wants to have mercy upon you, then He will shower this mercy. If Allah has fazl and karam upon you, He'll give you what others may work all their life to achieve. Through Allah's fazl and karam, He may give you what others have worked very hard for decades. When you study the lives of these Imams, they worked very hard. They worked very hard. They traveled thousands of miles to study the deen. Imam Shafi'i was one of the most traveled scholars who went in pursuit of knowledge. Born in Gaza, Palestine. We all know what's happening in Gaza. Born in Gaza, Palestine. Grew up in Makkah Mukarramah. Continued to seek knowledge from Makkah to Medina Munawwara, from Medina Munawwara to Iraq, to Baghdad, to Basra, to Kufa, to Yemen, Sana'a, to other cities. Continued until he arrived in Egypt, in Alexandria, in Cairo, and then eventually passed away in Cairo. He traveled far and wide to seek knowledge. He worked very hard. He became Hafiz of the Quran at the age of 7. Hafiz of Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi al-Muwatta by the age of 10. Giving fatwas by the age of 15. Traveling far and wide in pursuit of knowledge. The student of Imam Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani. Imam Muhammad rahmatullah alayhi, the student of Imam al-Azam Abu Hanifa alayhi rahmah. Imam Shafi'i studied with Imam Muhammad, and he studied with other great Imams like Qadi Abu Yusuf. He had one of the greatest Imams as his student, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. All of these Imams' names that I'm mentioning, they worked very hard. They didn't become Imams overnight. They worked, they trained, they studied. You know, Imam Shafi'i, a very famous story of his, he never used to eat out in other people's homes. He was very, very meticulous in the food that he ate, very cautious. He didn't just eat anything. He only ate from a source that he knew was halal. So, and he was someone who never missed his Qiyamul Layl. He used to stand at night and pray. Sayyidina Imam Shafi'i rahmatullah alayh, known for his worship, known for his ilm, known for his juhud, hard work, effort. One night, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal called him and said, I want to do a da'wat for you. You are my ustaz and my teacher. I want you to take me through seeking knowledge. And I want to give food to you. Imam Ahmad ate the food. Imam Shafi'i ate the food that Imam Ahmad gave. Unbelievable amount of food. He ate more than usual. That night, Imam Shafi'i slept. He slept so well that he woke up late for Salatul Fajr. Missed Qiyamul Layl. In the morning, Imam Ahmad asked Imam Shafi'i, because he was his sheikh and his ustaz, what happened last night? One, I've never seen you eat so much. Two, I've never witnessed that you miss your prayer, as in Qiyamul Layl. What's happened? Imam Shafi'i said, you know that I don't eat from anywhere, but I ate from your house. I ate from your house because I knew that any food that you give can only come from a halal source. And this food was halal and so tasty that I ate more than usual because I ate a lot, I slept on it. When I slept on it, it kept me asleep. Hence why I missed Qiyamul Layl. Sleeping on a full stomach. I missed Qiyamul Layl and I got late for my Salatul Fajr. Imam Shafi'i, can you imagine how much hard work they must have gone through to wake up every single night without missing these Qiyamul Layls, the night vigil prayers, to draw close to Allah. To become like this, he said, Man talab al-ula sahir al-layali. Whoever wants to become great, then he must sacrifice his sleep at night. Greatness comes at night, you leave your sleep. How many people leave their sleep at night? It's not easy. You could maybe do it for one night, 2 nights, 3 nights. 4th, 5th night, it becomes very hard. It becomes very challenging. So when the tests get stronger, harder, then the work gets harder. The effort gets more. Let me give you an example that most of you who go to the gym will relate to. You start benching 50 kgs. It's hard. You go home and your body is aching. Your arms, your shoulders, your lats, your traps, all these muscles. You think, what's happening here? You're in bed for 2 days. You can't lift your arm up because you've lifted that much weight up, your body was not used to it. But then you carry on. You don't stop at the first hurdle. You keep going, you work hard. So you go back to the gym the next day, in 2 days, in 3 days. You start again. Then you carry on, and it gets easier. But then you realize, even though I'm picking up a good amount of weight, there's a problem. My muscles are not growing. For my muscles to grow, I need to start eating more. So where he was having 2 meals a day, he increases it to 4, 5 meals a day. So now he's having 5, 6 meals so that his body can grow. Some guys train and they eat anything and everything, thinking that it will help, not knowing that diet is a very important aspect of training, bodybuilding or of growing your muscle. So it's not about how much you eat, it's about what you eat. Anybody who's done gym will know that. I didn't do much gym in my life. I did a little bit. Every time I tried, I stopped, to be honest with you. I never had the motivation. But every time you'd ask lads, well, what do you do? Well, make sure you eat chicken, make sure you eat this portion, have vegetables, have green, have your protein diet, protein milkshake, and it was all working towards, well, you're going to end up growing, and that's it. You see how much hard work and effort someone needs to go into in order to grow. Do you think overnight you're going to become a wali? Do you think overnight you're going to become an alim? Do you think overnight you're going to maintain this level of Ramadan, this level of Iman in Ramadan overnight? You've got to work hard to maintain this, to preserve this. You're going to have to continue reading the Quran like you've been reading in Ramadan. You're going to have to continue giving charity like you was giving in Ramadan. You're going to have to continue praying and fasting like it was in the month of Ramadan. In order for you to continue the level that you're at, this is what you're going to have to do. You can't just rely on Ramadan and think, well, in Ramadan I did X amount of worship, I've done enough now for the next 11 months. No, you haven't done enough. It's not enough. You've got to keep going. You are on a journey to Allah. On this journey to Allah, you're going to have tests. They're going to come hurdles. Some tests are self-inflicted. Other tests are from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Allah wants to trial you and test you. He might take children away from you. He might take a son from you. He might take a daughter from you. He might inflict an illness upon you. He might test you through illness. He might test you through poverty. He said He's going to test you with these things. Not every single person sat here is going to be rich, healthy, mentally strong, children are all good. No. One way or another, every single one of us sat here is going through a test or a challenge. Financial test, physical test in terms of health, a test in terms of our children. My sons don't listen. One way or another, we are all being tested right now. He's going to challenge you and test you. He's going to challenge you and test you and continue to do this in the month of Ramadan. Say that again. I don't know, it's just whistling as I'm speaking. It's going to test you, it's going to challenge you. Allah is going to test you and challenge you, and He's going to put you through these difficulties. Life isn't meant to be easy for us. Ramadan's easy because there's no devils. وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ الْجَنَّةِ. The doors of paradise are open. وَغُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ النَّارِ. The doors of the hellfire are closed. وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. The devils are chained. Any good you do is multiplied. There are deals in this month you don't get in any other month. You get the best deals, better than your next and your Christmas and Boxing Day deals. Better than them. Allah Almighty said, you do one nafal in this month, I'll give you the ajr of a fard. You do one fard in this month, I'll give you the ajr of 70 fard. You do umrah in this month, I'll give you the ajr of a hajj. You give sadaqah in this month, I'll give you the ajr of giving zakat. You can only get these deals in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan only comes once in a year for 1 month. What about the rest 11 months? What are you going to do about them? How and what will you do for the rest of the year? How do you maintain? This is why you should all set yourself targets, achievable, reasonable, possible targets. Don't say, I'm going to do Qiyamul Layl every day now, every night. No, you can't do it. It might be hard for you. So what you do, you set yourself an achievable target. You say, well, okay, what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to simply try for one day to pray all my 5 salah. There are people that read 3, people that read 2. Some people turn around and say to them, Do namaza parna hai, do koi namazan. I find it ajib from people when they say this. You only read 2. Why can't you say, mashallah, you read 2, 3 more to go? Why do we have to be so negative? Why do we have to look at someone negatively? If a young lad turned up into the masjid with a hairstyle and you think, why do we have to look at him negatively? If a young person came into the masjid and he had 3 quarters on, we look at him and we say, why? We look at, in so much negativity, have you forgotten the positive? MashaAllah, he came to the masjid. He came to Allah's house. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. He came to Allah's house, take him to one side, and do his tarbiyat. Say, look, you know, it's a masjid. You should wear modest clothing. Don't show your legs. Don't show your arms. Cover yourself properly. Make sure you wear a hat on your head. You know, it's Allah's house, a bit of adab. He's going to go away saying, yeah, you're right. It's true. It's Allah's house, I should show more respect. If the first time he comes in, and you say, oh, tu kya lona hai tha? Tara kya kam hai tha? Ye kapde lane joge nahi. Ye kya ho gaya? Ye koi tika kar hai? Khuda na kar, khuda na khof kar. This is what we say. We quickly pounce on someone. You know that young lad? He says, I went to the masjid and I had a very bad experience. Babaji slaughtered me. But I remember my dad telling me, Baba ro kya karne se jala 20 saala ne san. Ask yourself this question. Ye Babaji 20 saala ne jala o san o kya kari ne san. Kutha firne san. Kya kam kare oirya si. Shukr karo ke nojwan masjid vich aaye rain. Unaki nasaau na, drao na. Allah na fazl o karam hai ki Allah ne kahar vich aaye rain, pabba vich nahi firne. I'm speaking Patwari. I think a lot of these elders might not understand my English. Maybe they will understand the way I'm saying. Akhlaq, character. In namaza ek badi cheez hai. But bande na andaz o kirdar is too badi cheez. Your akhlaq is everything. Your khuluq, your nature, your character. How you are with people is what defines you. Change yourself. Become better people. Become positive people. Become people who give a positive example to others. Become people who help others. If somebody is trying to get up, don't knock him down. Help him up. Give him a hand. Support him. Al-mu'minu kal-bunyan yashuddu ba'duha ba'd. Or kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam. The believers, kal-bunyan, they are like a building. One brick supports another brick in the building. One believer supports another believer. The more you're going to support one another, the stronger the ummah will become. When you neglect your brother when he comes to the masjid, when you neglect him when he's trying to become a better person, then what's going to happen? He's going to move away from the deen. He's going to find solace. He's going to find contentment in drinking, He's going to find contentment in roaming the streets. He's going to find contentment in theft and money. We have to look at ourselves, how we are approaching young people. What are we doing to bring them to the house of Allah? How are we attracting them to Allah's house? Why is it our masjids are getting more and more empty now? How will we get these young people sat here to come into Allah's house so that they feel comfortable? Instead, we look at the negatives. We should not become a nation of negativity. We should be a nation of positivity. We should look at the glass as half full and not half empty. If there was a glass in front of you, half full or half empty, would you say it's full or it's empty? Half full or half empty? If you say it's half empty, that's quite negative. If you say it's half full, you'll say, well, mashallah, we're halfway there, only halfway to go. We've got to become positive people. Positivity has got to ooze from us. The Prophet ﷺ, they instilled positivity into the Sahaba. Look at the akhlaq. I've been narrating this story often. The story of a Sahabi called Nu'ayman. His name was Nu'ayman, not Nu'man, Nu'ayman. Yani the little Nu'man. Nu'ayman, he used to buy gifts for the Prophet ﷺ. He used to always go to the shopkeeper and buy gifts. Every time he used to go, he never used to pay. He used to take the gift and say, put it on tab. So build it up and I'll pay you later. The shopkeeper wanted payment. Nu'ayman bought or took the gift that he wanted to take to the Prophet ﷺ. And then the shopkeeper said, well, you need to pay. He said, don't worry, I'll pay. Shopkeeper said, no, now. Nu'ayman took the gift and started running. He ran towards the masjid. Arrived in Masjid al-Nabawi, fell into the feet of the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, I bought you a gift. Nabi alayhi salatu salam, seeing the gift, accepted the gift. Behind him, Nu'ayman was the shopkeeper. Where's my money? Where's my money? You've not paid. The Prophet ﷺ is watching everything. All the Sahaba are looking. So they said, where's the money? Nu'ayman looked at the Prophet ﷺ. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I bought you a gift. You pay for it as well. The Sahaba started laughing. The Prophet ﷺ started smiling. They didn't say to him, well, you bought it, you should have gave it back. No. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ smiled. Said to the Sahaba, pay off his debt. This was the akhlaq. This Sahabi was known as the one who used to make the Prophet ﷺ smile. He used to make Nabi ﷺ smile. He was Nabi ﷺ's personal jester, you can say, always making them smile and happy. But Nu'ayman used to drink a lot. He used to drink. One day he said to Rasulullah ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, I drink. The Sahaba found out and they started saying stuff about him. Nabi ﷺ ordered, when he continued to say that, look, Ya Rasulullah, Nabi ﷺ said, he must be lashed. The had was established and he was lashed. Rumors spread around the city, he used to drink. What sort of man is he? You know, if we heard someone drinking or doing something wrong, what would we do? We'd start slating him, exposing him, make videos and send them viral. This is what people do nowadays. We would be equally as in that sin as that person. Nabi alayhi salatu salam heard, and they said to the Sahaba, all of the people in the city, don't say this about Nu'ayman. His nickname was Himar. Himar means donkey. They used to call him donkey then. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said, don't mock him. You don't know that Allah and His Rasul love him. There may be somebody who drinks, who does wrong, but Nabi alayhi salatu salam knows. Maybe that person who's doing wrong is closer to Allah than me and you. How do we know? He loves Allah and His Rasul. Look at Sayyidina Ma'iz radiyallahu anhu. He was very close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, I have committed adultery. I have slept with someone that I should not have slept with. He said it once, Nabi alayhi salam turned away from him. He said it twice, Nabi alayhi salam turned the other way. He said it 3 times, Ya Rasulullah, I've done zina. He turned away. The sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The 4th time he said it, Nabi alayhi salam said, now you have made witness on yourself. 4 times you have admitted to have doing this offense. You must be punished now. Rumor spread, Ma'iz has done this. They started cursing Sayyidina Ma'iz radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Started cursing Sayyidina Ma'iz, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they started to stone him to death, because this was the punishment for somebody who committed adultery, such a huge crime, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, when the Sahaba started cursing him, said, don't curse him, don't curse Ma'iz. He loves Allah and His Rasul. He has love of Allah and His Rasul in his heart, don't curse him. This was the akhlaq of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They gave opportunity and chance to the Sahaba and the people. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam's nature was of forgiveness. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam forgave people, gave chance to people, they were positive. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam were good with the companions. The Sahaba had opportunity. Why are we closing doors of mercy on people? Why are we pushing people out of the house of Allah? There was that video that went viral on Facebook. That young boy was in the masjid, young lad, and the Imam and Khatib, one of the elders, said, what are you doing here? Get out of the masjid. He was making this video and saying, look, they kicked me out of Allah's house. What answer will those people give to Allah? He will say, Ya Allah, I went to your house. I went to the masjid. I wanted to change. But there was old men there thinking they have control over the house of Allah. They're in charge. They have the keys, everything. They have the right to say who comes in and goes out. Get out of the masjid. Ya Allah, they kicked me out. What did you want me to do? I turned to you, but your people kicked me out. Allah will then ask those people, is this what you did? This young boy came to my house to change, and you kicked him out. You are responsible for him turning away from the deen. That's why we should open our eyes. We should open our eyes. We should fear Allah. We should open the doors and allow everyone to come in. That prostitute, she used to sell herself. She gave water to a dog and Allah forgave her. That woman, she prayed and fasted, she did everything good. She tortured a cat and she went to the fire of Jahannam. There may be one thing you do that will save you. Nobody can sit here and say, oh, bara bura insan hai. How can you say it's bura insan? How do you know his akhir might be good? His end, his khatima might be very good. Your khatima might be like his life, how he lived. Never judge, never pass opinion, make dua. Allah guide him. Allah keep him firm on the deen. This is what you should do. We should change this mentality. This mentality is what's moving and taking the youth away. And coming to the point of Ramadan, after Ramadan, this is my advice. My advice is sort the character out, akhlaq. My advice is become better people. My advice is set realistic targets. Don't say, I'm going to pray 5 times a day. Yes, mashallah, inshallah, you will pray 5. Start with 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Who's heard of Baba Fariduddin? Ganshakar Rahmatullah alayh. Hazrat Fariduddin Ganshakar Rahmatullah alayh, one of the greatest Buzurgs in the Chishti Silsila. Baba Fariduddin, Pak Patan Sharif. You go to Pak Patan in Pakistan, you have Sayyidina Fariduddin Ganshakar Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayh buried there. One of the great awliya from the subcontinent. Sayyidina Fariduddin, known as Baba Fariduddin Ganshakar Rahmatullahi alayh. Do you know his story when he was a child? What did his mother used to do? He used to say, read Salah. And he used to like sugar. So every time he read Salah, the mother used to put sugar underneath the musalla. Sugar underneath the musalla. Every time he finished, he would check, sugar was there. One day, there was no sugar left. She said, what am I going to do now? How will my son, I've encouraged him. He's now praying. This is the reward. So she asked Allah, Ya Allah, assist me. Sayyidina Fariduddin read Salah. When he checked underneath, she thought there was no sugar. There was so much sugar there. Allah Almighty rewarded her and rewarded her son. Sayyidina Fariduddin Ganshakar Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayh, encouragement. Set realistic targets. Encourage your children to pray. Encourage them to fast. Encourage them to do good. This is how, look at how Sayyidina Fariduddin came to starting his prayer. Set them targets. And then eventually you will see that our children will then grow up to become righteous people. You see, when they are young, their mind starts to develop. Their eyes start to wander and look around. Things start to happen. Young children, this is what happens. The eyes start to look at things that they've never seen before. They start to think about things they've never thought of before. It all starts to spread. As it's spreading, as these thoughts are developing inside the young child's mind, you have to understand shaitan is now challenging him. Shaitan is now feeding his ego, his nafs. His nafs is telling him to grow. This is why, from a young age, give attention to your children. From a young age. Don't look at old age. When they're young, capture them. Not when they're old. Cartoons, program, fortnight, programs the mind of a young man, the young child. He grows up, this is what he sees. This is what he's used to. And this is why Imam Jalaluddin as-Suyuti rahmatullah alayh, he said, when your children are young, before they become baligh, instill the love of the Quran into their hearts. Before the love of the dunya enters their heart. When they start getting older, they start to develop desires. So they want to wear good clothes. They want to look good. They want to have hairstyles like their friends because they've seen their friend have that. They want to have clothes like their friends because they've seen them wear that. They want to be like what's around them. You see, they see, when your children come home and say something to you, where do you think they learn it? The teachers in school don't teach them, it's their friends. It's the company. They've heard it from somewhere, in their house. They've come and told their friend, your son, and your son's then gone and told everyone else. And they share. This is how they grow up, they develop. This is why influence, company, from a young age, not old age. Company from a young age. Who is your son hanging around with? Be very careful who you let him chill with. Because that's what's going to rub off on him in the end. That's what's going to develop him to become the man he will become. So we should pay extra attention. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Allah will not change the state of people until they change themselves first. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. When you change yourself, then Allah will change you. Don't expect change overnight. Change comes over time. You've got to work hard. You've got to struggle and strive. You've worked hard to finish one Quran in this month. Aim to finish a Quran every month. Like you've been reading Quran after Fajr, continue to read Quran. Make effort. Every day, one page. I'll start with. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said that the most beloved actions, ahammul a'mali ilallah, the most beloved actions to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu are which? Those which are little but consistent. Allah Almighty likes somebody doing little action but consistently. Not that you pray tahajjud all night and for the next 29 nights you don't pray. If you pray 2 every night, it's enough. 2 every night. It doesn't mean you give £1,000 in charity and then you don't give charity at all. Every day giving £1, it's consistent. Allah likes consistency, regularity, doing it consistently. Not doing something once, one big jump, and then one big fall as well. You rather slowly jump and land slowly. And slowly progress. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. And you double like this. It takes time. You need to be very disciplined. In order for this to happen, you need discipline. It's the key. You look at the life of a soldier, very disciplined. A soldier wakes up in the morning, 4 o'clock, he has cold showers. Then the army barracks, boom, straight onto the assault course. Then firing, and everything's done at routine. They have to eat at 12. They have to have lunch at 6. They have to sleep on time. The people of Tasawwuf and Tariqat, they are even more disciplined than these mujahideen. They're even more disciplined than soldiers. For them, Qiyamul Layl is Qiyamul Layl. For them, eating little, sleeping little, talking little, discipline. It is working hard, striving, struggling. It's not easy. If somebody all his life has been used to eating 3 times a day, obviously fasting is going to be hard for him. He's only ate once and then he eats once again. And that being after 18 hours. It's not easy. Nobody said it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard. And it's not all about what you achieve at the end. What Allah looks at is effort. If achievement was the goal, then Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam called his people to the way of Allah for 915 years. He worked hard for 915 years saying to people, worship Allah, worship Allah. How many people accepted him? 19. 19 in 950 years. So it's not about result. Allah Almighty will measure according to effort. How hard will you work? You have to work hard for Allah. Like you work hard in school, like you work hard in work. To reach your targets and goals, you've got to work hard in your deen, in your development as a Muslim. And when you develop yourself, it then becomes easy. For somebody who is Sahibu Qiyam al-Layl, when you ask him, how do you wake up every night? He says, I've been doing it for 20 years. It's easy for me. It's normal in my life. I find it hard, but it starts off very hard. Nothing is easy. When you was learning to walk, ask your father or your mother, how many times you fell down? How many times you hurt yourself? You was struggling to walk. But then slowly slowly, eventually you grew up and you started running. And you became fast. And then you grow old and you start walking slowly again. This is life. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. We created man in the most perfect form. Then, in the best form, أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ. Then we return him أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. He becomes the lowest of the low. He becomes old again. He becomes like a child. This is the peak age for us, young people. May Allah Jalla Jalaluhu give us the strength to maintain this level of Iman after the month of Ramadan. And may Allah Jalla Jalaluhu give us tawfiq to become positive Muslims, realistic Muslims. May Allah make us strong Muslims, strengthen our Iman, and give us istiqamat upon the deen. This istiqamat on the deen is very important. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you. May Allah give you jazai khair fil darain. May Allah accept our du'as, our ibadat in the month of Ramadan. The month of Ramadan is quickly leaving. Tonight is the 25th night of Ramadan. Worship Allah on the odd nights. It is possible that it could be in the night of Qadr. So worship Allah as much as you can. The knowledge of when Laylatul Qadr wasn't given to the Ummah. It was kept hidden. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, search for Laylatul Qadr in the odd nights. Seek it in the odd nights. So the odd nights, they didn't say it's this odd night. That means 21st, 3rd, 5th or 9th. It could be any one of these 4 nights. And 7th, sorry. 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th or 9th. Any one of these 5 odd nights. See, my hearing is good. So that's why it's very important that we should do as much ibadah on this night. And the night's very short. I don't know what time you guys close fast, maybe 1:30. There's always debate. 1:30, 2:30 or 3:30. 1, 2 or 3. Whatever it is. Whatever you close your time on, you have time to read 2 nafil at least. You have time to read quarter of juz of the Quran. Make most of it. Do as much as you can in the short time after Salatul Taraweeh. Close your fast. May Allah accept our ibadah in the month of Ramadan. May Allah bless us in this dunya and the akhirah. Once again, Jazakumullah khair to Al-Wadud Academy. They have talks lined up, inshaAllah, in the coming weeks. Imam Adil on Sunday the 15th of July, from 7:30 till 9 p.m, he will be teaching the essentials of faith. Yani the importance of aqaid, aqidah, learning your belief system, what you believe in. He's prepared a course. It will be an 8-part course that will be delivered by Imam Adil on the 15th of July. It's a free class. It's a free class. But registration is required. And this class will be on every 3rd Sunday of each month. And it will be taught in this masjid. The poster will be going up. You can like the pages on Instagram and Facebook, Snapchat as well. Whilst you're liking them, you can like my pages as well if you want, no problem. This is one class that will be starting. And along with this, on the 30th of June, on Saturday the 30th of June, from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. And then the first Saturday of each month, Hazrat Allama Hafiz Mahbub Hussain Sahab Al-Azri, my Ustaz Muhtaram, they will be teaching this class. It will be a free class. It will be open to brothers and sisters. So both classes will be open to brothers and sisters. The posters are downstairs. You can see them for more information. Please join these classes and study the deen, learn about the deen, draw close to Allah and His Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, and ask Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. One of the best ways to maintain the level of Iman that you have is seeking knowledge. Learn about the deen. Study Islam. These are courses provided by Wadud Academy here in Whitaker Street Masjid. If they are free, they're not going to cost a penny. All you've got to do is give time and give attention to learn. Allah make it easy for everyone to become students of knowledge. جزاكم الله خير أحسن الجزاء وأقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم وآخر دعوايا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
جزاك الله خير إمام.